Today is a big day inside of Call of Dragons because inside of server 32, we are facing our first ever Necrogiant. And this is the most unique behemoth yet to date, the most exciting as well. And I'm going to be taking you through exactly what you need to do if you're trying to be successful taking down this behemoth. It's very unique in many ways. I'm going to tell you about the skills that it has, the damage that it can do to you, and how to prevent yourself from dying, and how to stay alive, and all the tips you need. Now, with that being said, also today, I will be live streaming our Necrogiant Behemoth battles. I'm gonna be doing it right here on the channel, so if you don't want to miss out on this live event or any other live events I stream here for Call of Dragons, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all the great live stuff that we're doing over here. All right, so first things first, with the Necrogiant, you can bring 50 players into the battle. 50 people can dive on in here and be part of what's going on. And notice, there are two behemoths in here. What's going on? You have the Necrogiant and you have the Giant. So there's two things that you're going to be battling. Now, if you take a look up top, there's 3,200,000 HP, and it looks as if there's 3,200,000 for each. But what is unique here is that these two share a health pool. If you do 100,000 damage to the Necro, the Giant takes that same 100,000 damage. So once one of them goes down, they both are dead because all of their health is gone. Very unique there. Now, there's a few things I'm going to share with you guys, and then we're going to get really deep into everything. But when they are close together, when the Necrogiant and the Giant are in close proximity, they take less damage. So it's our job, or if it's your job, if you're being a tank position in here, to make sure that you try your best to keep them apart. All right, that's another important thing. And we have 10 minutes for this battle. Once 10 minutes expires, we will all die and we will not be able to take them down. Now let's go on in here really quickly and take a look at some of the skills that we're seeing here from both. We have Malevolence. Necrogiant summons a row of eyes of ill intent on a random side of the lair while channeling teleportation. These eyes continuously launch orbs on the opposite side, dealing magic skill damage to legions they'll touch. 8% of the legion max unit count. All right, so I actually have something here so you could take a look at this. How about I think it's this one. Malevolence. What's gonna happen right here is these dashes, or these damage, is gonna go from the left-hand side all the way over to the right-hand side of the lair. All right, what you need to do is try and evade these. Try and go through these large gaps so that you don't actually get struck by these, because you don't want to take the 8% damage that you could possibly grab from that. It's not going to feel good. You don't want that. So you're going to try to avoid that at all costs. Now, we have the next one right here. We're going to move on over to Barrier of Withering. Now let me get to this one here for you so you could have a good look at it. Barrier of Withering. This one's a little bit easier. As you can see, the closer you are to the center, the tighter the safe zone is going to be. So all you have to do is widen out, go towards the outskirts, and as this moves, you are going to move alongside of with it. Two barriers of energy spawn in a cross at the center of the map and rotate at the center. Each tick that you're in these barriers, you take 1% of the maximum unit count in damage. Run ahead of the barriers, ideally at the extremities, and you will be fine. So essentially what that's saying right there is stay on the outside. Don't get close to the middle where it's going to be more difficult to not be struck. You'll take 1% damage from those. All right, not the worst. That one actually doesn't scare me that much. Haunting of Ill Intent. Now, Haunting of Ill Intent, you're going to have these 4 eyes that pop up on the screen. They're the 4 large globes, one in the corner of each side of the arena. They're going to fire out these smaller moving orbs, and what you need to do is stay away from them. You want to evade these. This looks like it's much more difficult of an evasion than you're going to have to deal with in the previous one. It looks like it could be a difficult one to evade. So you're going to have to be on your toes, because if you don't, each orb is going to give you 5% maximum unit count in damage. Stay along the edges, I would say. It's going to have less stuff to hit you, since they can only hit you from 3 sides rather than from 4 sides. It's just a tactic that I think may work in that area. Now you're going to have Dark Fire, which is the final skill that they're going to be able to use against us. And this one also is pretty easy. As you can see, the entire arena is going to fill with a poison, except for 2 round circular zones. These round circular zones are going to be attached to 2 legions. So essentially your army or a friend's could have a safe zone around it. Wherever you move, the safe zone moves. It's going to be really important that you have coordination with your alliance during this, so that if you're the one that is the safe zone, you all get to where you need to be so that everyone in the alliance can be safe and not be poisoned. I would also say you really don't want to be right on top of one another. If you're the safe zones, spread yourselves out, one over here, so that people all around the arena will have a place to get to as quickly as possible. Those are some important notes right there on that. Now we have a whole bunch of other things as well. While channeling teleportation in the 3rd stage, random currents generate with the Necrogiant's lair, affecting Legion's march speed. So we could see ourselves being slowed down. We're going to get some healing mana stones that'll pop up as well. As we know from previous battles with behemoths, if you're not the one that actually purifies the mana stone, but you're around that person, everyone can get those healing effects. So you're going to need to keep an eye and try and grab those when you can. Last rites, 10 minutes after the battle ends, it's essentially over because a meteor is going to come and crush all of you. So there's going to be no... If you don't get it done in 10 minutes, you're done. You're out of it, and that's going to be it. We also have a bunch of other things here that you could check out in your game itself that are going to keep you from dying. But it's also important to know, and this is something that I probably didn't stress enough in the early stage. Let's go back over here. This Necrogiant can only be attacked by physical damage. So you're gonna probably want to be using archers and probably infantry to do some of the tanking here of the Necrogiant. Keep the Necrogiant on one side of the battle. It will not be affected by magic units. If you put mages on the Necrogiant, it's not going to do any damage at all. You're essentially wasting that legion's DPS. So the giant, on the other hand, is not hurt by any physical damage. The giant can only be hurt by magical damage. So you're going to want to put your mages on the giant, and you're going to want to put your archers or, physical attack type units on the Necrogiant. I could see, as these things move around during battle, you having to possibly retarget and keep an attention to where you're actually attacking, so that you don't accidentally attack the Necrogiant if you're a mage, or you don't accidentally attack the giant if you're an archer. Keep that in mind. Also, since our archers are going to do more damage than mages, and since they do share that health pool, as we talked about earlier on, it seems logical to have more physical attack units in this battle than magical attacks. So let's say if you have 50, maybe 30, maybe even 40 of those units could be physical attack, attacking the Necrogiant, and maybe only 10 or 20 can be mages attacking the giant. Because if the archers and the physical attack damage is going to be stronger than the magical attack damage, you would be able to take down this behemoth more quickly because you have more physical damage units, again, since they share that health pool. I think that would be the best strategy here. Obviously, you need the mage units, or else you're not going to be able to tank, and the giant is going to be able to, is probably going to run everywhere. As I mentioned, I will be live doing these battles today on the channel. I'll be posting a live event as soon as I know what time these are going to be launching, so that you can set your reminders, set your notifications so you don't miss it, so you could see if this plan all went to plan. Hope this guide was helpful for you so that you could plan out your Necrogiant. As well, that live stream, so you can see our live battle, will remain on the channel after the live ends, so that you guys could check it out and see how it is in action. Check it out for yourself. I also want to say that Hulk's Den Gaming, I got some of the images that we kind of clicked through. Let me share with you right here. A couple of these images right here are from Hulk's Den Gaming. I want to give a shout out to that channel for providing the stuff that I needed to give you those in detail looks, since we haven't had the battle just yet. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later in the live streams. Hope you have a great day. Get your grind on, train up those T4s and T5s, and I'll see you later.